welcome back to Data Center News Asia. How you doing this week, Jen?
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah, nice to be in the office. I see you've got the funny little pedals on your bike for the little dancing shoes.
Yeah, like a proper pro.
Proper pro. Got all the gear and all the idea action as well.
No, I'm a shuffling cyclist and will only go on very safe cycle paths.
There we go.
I nearly fell off several times in the rain, so.
It's a lovely day here in Singapore. I'm sure it's actually a lovely day, being as it's coming up to spring in Sydney. So let's go for our first story.
It's actually coming into autumn.
Yeah, I realise that. It's actually the seasons are backwards down there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Australians. I do this every week. GreenSquare. Let's do GreenSquare first. So they have filed to upgrade and expand their Sydney site. This is the one of the portfolio when they announced the recent deal with partners that is the most developed, shall we say. What's the details on this site? This is the IBM facility, right?
Yeah, so this is they've taken over the old IBM facility, which I think, as per the report, was actually opened in 1993. Oh no, that was given approval back in 1993. So it's nearly 30-year-old facility in that case. I don't believe it's actually still running, but it did at one stage support 4 megawatts of IT. So the application includes basically upgrading and retrofitting this to just shy of 15 megawatts. I think it's 20. I think the feed is 20, and it will support up to just under 15 megawatts, 14.9 as we report.
Going up to 14.9.
Yeah. And then as part of the same application, they've also submitted for a 3-story, I think it's 2 buildings.
The second stage, which will offer up to 80 megawatts, and this would be on the same plot of land, I believe.
Yeah, 3-story data center, and that will offer 80, so the site, once fully built out, between the conversion and then the greenfield site, will be just shy of 100 megawatts.
Yeah, no, exciting times for the GreenSquare gang. Seems to be making a lot of progress. Obviously, we reported a couple of weeks ago on their acquisition and deal with Partners Group, so they've got the money behind them now. And we're seeing these. This was a filing of a state significant development application. And while we're on the topic of these kind of Australian paper filing exercises, which are a great source of information, Goodman have filed a SEERS application, which is the environmental regulatory one, and this is also New South Wales, and this is in Mars Road, which is Lane Cove West.
Lane Cove. So obviously a couple of pretty significant projects up there. It's where Microsoft had a project in the pipeline until relatively recently. So Goodman have applied for a 90 megawatt facility in this instance. So this is going to be two-story facilities. I think the same size. It didn't differentiate in the news. Hoping to invest 1.2 billion Aussie dollars into this, which will bring their portfolio across Sydney, New South Wales to, certainly what's been announced. I think this will be the 4th or maybe 5th actually now. So they're making big strides with their plans globally, but also in Australia. One interesting thing, and I also noticed this in the GreenSquared, they mentioned the state of the existing buildings. So this must be a thing to get through some of the planning piece in Australia.
3 buildings for this one, Goodman, I believe it's
4.
But they actually
dated warehouse buildings. So that's obviously part of the strategy now.
I think some of those 60s warehouses in Australia are real architectural marvels, where they're so square. I don't know if we still count Fred and Knight Frank as friends of the show, but I did see in their reports this week that Australia was ranked 2nd behind the United States globally as an investment destination for data centers. So.
Oh yeah, Knight Frank definitely still friends. Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know. Just friends hopping around that often. So.
Oh.
But so Knight Frank has ranked Australia as 2nd behind the United States globally as an investment target market for data centers.
And Fred, it sounds like Rhys needs you to get back in touch. He's feeling a bit lonely and neglected by the sounds of things.
I am, actually. Good point. Let's go to India, shall we? No one gets lonely or neglected in India. STT have launched a data center in Kolkata. This is their
second in
the city. It's 25 megawatts.
Yeah, scalable up to 25 megawatts. The first phase is 6, so I'd imagine it's going to be 4 6-megawatt phases. And this mentioned it's their second site, so already have an existing 2.5 facility there. Kolkata obviously covers a huge area, West Bengal, massive population. The data center capacity in the whole kind of general area is pretty small, but there's quite a few of the large players in India now with developments at various different stages. So like all the usual guys you just expect, Control S and these kind of firms. This is the latest there, brings their footprint of live and under development capacity to, I think, over 400 megawatts now.
Yeah, 400 megawatts, which for most companies would be a entire APAC portfolio, but this is India, and I think that still leaves them top 4 in the leaderboard last time I checked, but not
the top 3, like I think with themselves, Control S, NTT, yeah.
Adani Connects is 2 or 3?
None. Well, it depends how you define it, but in terms of live, certainly STT are in the top 3.
This is also the first press release that I can recall since the new CEO of STT GDC India, Bimal Khandwal, has come in. So we've got a statement from here talking about the gateway to accelerating AI innovation in East India.
I noticed how you said the name very fast, but I think that's a good guess, or good.
Well, I actually haven't met Bimal, so I don't. That's why I'm not
say it quickly.
Big bold strides in the name. Capital Land, also in India. This is an AI-ready data center, what isn't these days, in Chennai. This is their first Chennai, because it's Chennai 1. I assume it's the first one.
Yeah, so this is announcing that they've started this, so announcing the construction of this. So CL, what's the name of the convention they've done with CL?
CLDC Chennai 01.
Yeah, Chennai 01.
Which is owned by CLINT, which is Capital Land India Trust.
Yeah. Yeah, so once fully built out, 34 megawatts. It's in. I was actually only looking at this on the platform yesterday, and I've forgotten where it's actually gone. Go down.
I don't think Nobody Media put the location on the report, but
it's one of the hubs I can't actually remember off the top of my head, despite having looked at it only yesterday. But yeah, the Kaplan team in India continuing to make significant progress as well. It was only relatively recently we were talking about them in the context of Mumbai.
They're quite not to get in trouble with Capital Land here, but is this unusually high PUE here? It's 54 megawatts of gross power capacity and IT capacity of 34 megawatts. That's like 1.6.
I wouldn't worry too much about PUE. It's a useful metric. It's kind of more of a marketing metric.
Fair point. Japan, this is, we've talked about this a couple of times. So there's a big Sharp LCD factory that has been up for sale, and KDDI has closed on the second building after SoftBank bought the first one, I think. So.
Yeah, we've reported on this story a couple of times over the last couple of years. But yeah, so it's closed. So gone to KDDI, and it's going to be an AI facility according to the latest. So I don't think anything has changed there. It doesn't give the IT load here, actually.
No, I mean it's a huge facility. It's like 1.27 million square meters. It's actually not even that old, but I suppose in the world of LCD.
Yeah, so I think it's 2009.
Yeah, so
the LCD plant was launched in 2009. Yeah, so not that old.
They have on the Sharp marketing deck, they were talking about 400 megawatts across the whole campus, which again, the size of the buildings is possible, but that depends how it breaks down, I guess. So SoftBank has bought one part, KDDI the next part, and I think there is still some more of this to be sold. This development down here.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be reporting on this again.
Sticking with Japan, actually, Equinix have signed their first PPA in the country, which, yeah, I mean, considering Japan's PPA market has only really opened up in the last two and a half years. So, this is 30 megawatts of renewable energy capacity, starting from 2028, and it's a 20-year agreement with a solar plant called Yufutsu Abira.
Yeah, the firm behind that is Trina Solar International Systems. Yeah, as you mentioned, 20 years from 2028, and the power is being sourced in Hokkaido, which is interesting because Hokkaido is kind of itself is a kind of a region pitching itself for data center development.
There's a huge amount of renewable power up in Hokkaido. There's solar, there's going to be offshore wind, there's onshore wind, and there's massive hydropower up there as well. So lots and lots of green energy in that part of Japan.
Yeah, and people have, like I so they have been marketing themselves in kind of a similar way to Johor in the sense that for big regional workloads, it could be an attractive destination.
Just takes a lot longer to do in Japan than it does in Johor.
Well, yeah. Well, let's see if anything else comes on that.
And you wanted to mention this story as well. EPG have broken ground on a data center solutions facility in Johor. What solutions?
I thought this was interesting just because sometimes like data centers can get quite a lot of negative press when people are talking about, particularly in the job creation front. So there's been, while Johor is still generally favorable to data center investment, there have been a few grumblings that, okay, why are we devoting all this energy to these facilities, which in turn directly only employ relatively few people. Like a metric I heard was for every megawatt you need a person. It's a very crude metric, but I think most people would kind of say that's kind of right. But this is a facility manufacturing liquid cooling solutions, yeah,
and modular. But do EPG produce their own? I should know more about EPG. They produce their own modules, or
yeah, they provide a kind of a suite of liquid cooling solutions. But this is their second plant in Malaysia. I don't think it's all going to be for domestic consumption. I think they'll be exporting some of this as well. But this is a good example, I think, of how the ecosystem does support jobs, additional investment, and EPG. It'd be good to get a. Why don't we invite ourselves up to do a tour of the plant?
Well, we've had Shalini on the show, and DXN have a manufacturing facility up in Johor as well. So Malaysia is becoming a hub of making modular data centers.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be good to see the plant because, like I said, we have done bits and pieces on it previously, but it is part of the ecosystem, and this is creating jobs for the industry.
And if you're around later this month, we will see you at GITEX in Singapore, which is the Dubai World Trade Center event. Look forward to
2 weeks' time, right? Yeah.
Yes, greeting colleagues and industry counterparts from the Middle East at GITEX.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a lot of people flying in for it as well, so it should be a fun event.
Happy Friday.
Great, thanks everyone.